I think this week we might need to find my focus again.
Good.
Because I feel like I have way too many options of things to practice, and I don't know what the best thing to work on is. So, yeah, I don't even know where to start. I mean, I have this goal of learning the Bach piece.
Yeah.
But it might be too hard for me right now. But I think I can do it. But yeah, I don't know if I should focus just on learning that piece or if I need to work on some exercises.
Yeah. So there are like 3 fields we need to tackle. One would be the basic technique, right? Getting you you to be closer to the instrument, basically, just getting you more in touch with it, right? And the other one is to learn a piece like the Bach piece, for example. And then the third one that we already started talking about was also improvisation in a key, on a drone. And I think even though you think you may have to focus, which you should, but shouldn't just be one thing.
Yeah.
So if the piece, like learning a piece of music, and which I understand seems a little bit too much at the moment, it's great. I think it's more important to get, to have the technique down and to start to improvise with the instrument. So if we want to have these different, these priorities, I would say, okay, keep going with the exercises. We'll pick a couple.
Yeah.
And you need to get them up to speed, whatever that means. We'll look at that, and then we do. Then maybe next time we meet, we set up sort of like a little pedal board for you, where you have some inspiring sounds, and also a way to capture a drone.
Yeah.
And then we'll start kind of getting you underway with improvisation. And with learning pieces, I think what may be better than starting to work on something like the Bach piece, I'll give you a couple of simple assignments to write something on the instrument, for the instrument, so that your first attempt at playing music or written music is something that comes from the instrument and through you, rather than something external that you then have to translate onto the instrument.
Right.
I think that may be a good way to get you started. To play something that's written. Yeah. And that can be simple things like maybe you record yourself playing a couple of drum loops, and then you write bass parts.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think that may be a good thing to do. And we'll find out what works for you. So maybe you do if you feel like you need the physical sensation of practicing, you could do 3 days where you practice, and then you do 1 day where you improvise and 1 day where you write, or something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds good.
Yeah. So I have, just when we started, I saw your fingers there on the instrument. It looks really fantastic, really good. And to me, it seems like it's just a matter of, well, as always, of time and of practicing, of putting the repeats in.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what's possible for you, but maybe what you could also do, maybe you could find a way to say, rather than your regular 2 hours, you could do 3 hours, and then you have 1 day or 1 more day off or something like that, which really helps at the stage that you're at. I see, as you've noticed, if you practice the mother exercise for 90 minutes, then changes come.
Right. Yeah.
So let's find out today.
Yeah.
So what have you been working on in terms of the exercises?
So I have been just trying to maintain everything.
Yes.
So doing a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And I've been reviewing even some of the very first exercises, the daughter and the mother, and then,
is anything it's great that you reviewed, and that's the spirit. We always have to go back to the basics and
Yeah.
feed everything from the basics.
Yeah.
Was there anything in particular that you observed, like about your technique, the challenges? What has changed maybe? Well, you like the more information you give me about your sensory experiencing and
Right.
what you're doing, the better I can help you.
Yeah. Well, the mother and daughter exercises are much more comfortable than anything else. So, yeah. I don't know if there's no big problems there. It's just something I have to do every once in a while to maintain.
Yeah.
The problems I have are like well, it's like remembering all the parts of these long exercises, like the centipede and or like the grandfather.
Yes.
Like that one is very hard for me to remember the different variations. Like every time I change the starting finger, it takes me 2 minutes to kind of find the pattern.
Yes.
Same thing with even just the basic scale. Sometimes I have to really take it slow at the beginning. So
yeah, and there you go. That you can see there are certain patterns of movement and patterns of thinking, I'd say, that require a lot of work. And like, speaking of the grandfather, when I first developed it, and actually with Alex, and when we started learning it, it took us like 3 days just to learn that first pattern. 3 days.
Okay.
Where it took you last time we did it here, it took you 10 minutes.
Okay, well, that
to actually
makes me
understand
feel
it,
better.
right? Yeah. So it's really and talking about the 2 octave brackets.
Yeah.
Right? It takes time. Like I had to, like, the first round of 7 thing, which I'm gonna show you more of today, I hope, is took like 6 months to get comfortable with, maybe.
Okay.
So you know, I think you're really fast anyway already, and I understand that it can be or may feel frustrating, but it makes sense to even say, okay, I'll do like, and maybe we're going to do that, like 1 month of round of 7 or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But because you know, the way that the family exercises are structured is that, like, the later ones, they always include everything else.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna forget how to roll when you're playing the pentachords, for example.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to do? Do you want to look at the round of 7, or?
Yes. Let's do that a little more. Okay. So if you just take your standard Ionian C Ionian bracket.
Yeah.
Which is 3 pentachords on 3 strings.
Yes.
Right. And I think because like my memory is not so good, like, you know, you always have to tell me what we did. But okay, so the idea of the round of 7 is very simple. I explain it in words first. So you take the scale, you play it in one direction, and I would always start with the descending.
Yeah.
You play the scale, 2 octave scale, like from the high C to the low C. 3 pentachords.
Yeah.
Okay. Just the linear, the seconds, minor and major seconds, till you get to the low C. And then on that lowest note, because it's a C, you start the arpeggio of the first degree of the scale, the Triad Arpeggio. So the Triad being C major.
Yeah.
So it means then you play the notes C, E, G, C, E, G, C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's like the first module of the runs, and that's the first. That's 1/7 of the exercise. Okay, just try if you can accomplish that. So put your pinky of the right hand.
Yeah.
Put the pinky of the right hand up. Yes.
So.
Yeah, exactly. And what you can also start doing from now on, because I saw that you were referencing basically the starting point here.
Yeah.
You can also start using the pinky as like, okay, you see, this is like the C. If the first finger is at the 12th fret, that's kind of like how you can. So if you put your first finger on the 12th fret, then that's the C.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and then it would move down like this, right? Then with the pinky would be on this, what is it, 14th fret, which is the E, and the G is here, the 12th fret. So you can also reference things off of the right hand pinky rather than the left hand first finger.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So let's put one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So try to play the descending scale. I'll turn this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Great. And then the arpeggio solo. Yes.
Nope.
The third finger for G. Yes. Okay. And then this would be your loop.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So the idea is like you play the full shape. You play all the notes in the pattern.
Yeah.
So that your brain understands. Okay, this is kind of like that's why I call it a bracket. Kind of outlines where the notes are, right, within the space of 2 octaves. And then you tell your brain, okay, now let's find which fingers we use for each of these notes that we want to play. And we only take an excerpt, which is the triad, C, E, G. Okay, so try again. Okay, take this as the starting note, so you don't repeat it, or you didn't repeat it, but just try to keep the same pace for the notes also.
Yeah.
So you go. Let's just say you go again D, C. So just play D, which is the last two notes. The last two notes of the scale going down. And then yes, exactly.
Yeah. Then I probably have to play much slower because the arpeggios take me a long time to find the notes.
Great.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay, let's go for half notes.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Oh.
Yeah, decent. Is good.
Oh. Let's see that better.
Okay, great. So, fantastic.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
That's the kind of like the progress you want within like 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You go from like not 0, but you know, like from 0 to 70%.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So obviously, to get to 100%, you need, like I said, you will need months, right? But this is just the beginning. So you can find out for yourself. Do you want to say? You could say 1 week for this module. Even.
Yeah. Mm. Right. Right.
Yeah. Do you usually practice every day, 2 hours?
Most days. Yeah.
Most days.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because then I'm just asking because like then we have like 7 days of the week, and if we're looking at
Yeah.
yeah.
Right,
So
right.
so anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so just so you understand, well, I guess you already understand. So the next module is the same scale, descending scale, but then we play the notes of the D minor triad, second degree of the C major scale, of the C Ionian scale, right? So, yeah, maybe, so I don't know how you want to approach that. You maybe already know where the notes are. Maybe you don't.
No, but I could probably find them.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you will find them. Just the question is like, how do you want to approach it? You could kind of like think about where the notes are even before you play. So even let's just do that as a mental exercise. Okay. So we'll need the D, the F, and the A. It's a string. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Where's the D?
D is here.
Yeah. So let's just
There's
do it.
the F. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just do it without the instrument for a moment.
Yeah.
So think about it. Like we have the first pentachord, which goes from C to G.
Yeah.
Then we have A to E, and then we have F to C.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can already see like, okay, in the bottom pentachord, it needs to be like the second note is a D, and the fourth note is a D. So the third and the second finger.
Yeah.
Then we need an A,
Right.
which is the first finger on the next string.
Yeah.
Right. Then the D
is also going to be in the second pentachord.
Yes, it's the fourth note. You know, of going from A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
E. So it's got to be here. This guy.
Yeah.
Second
finger.
finger.
No, and then F is the second note of. No, it's the first note of the third pentachord.
Yeah. So first finger.
First finger.
It is. It is the first finger. Yes.
Third. Oh, it's After that though, it's the third finger, right? For A.
So think about it. It's from F to A. It's
Or
F, G, A. So it's a major third.
Yeah. So it's the other hand. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also the first finger. Because whenever you have a major third between the hands, between the first fingers, well, it is between the first fingers.
Yeah.
Because like the minor third would be, you know, first to fourth finger.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so just try to play it. Like one other approach would be to, and we did that, I think, you play the scale slowly down and you just try to memorize where the A's, the F's, and the D's are.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay, so start with the descending scale.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's see, C, B, A. There's one. There's another.
Okay, wait. Play those notes again, the E and the D.
Okay.
So if this is the F, right?
Yes.
Remember?
Right.
Here on that string. Yeah. This is a half step from F to, and that's a D.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't really notice where the D arpeggio was when I played that, but
Yes. Yes.
no, that would be minor 7.
Yes, exactly.
Chord, but yeah. So A, then we need the D.
Yeah, but it has to be the right finger. Yes.
And then
Now it's a 1-1 on the top string. Yeah, but
but there's no.
Yeah, and then you just go
Okay,
back up to
I
the
see.
C to start the descending scale.
Okay. So I forgot everything that I just played. Let's do that again.
No, oh no.
I know.
No.
Huh?
You're not in the right position.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then.
But use the correct finger, yes.
No.
First finger though.
I know.
Yeah. It's cool that you know what the notes sound like, and that's exactly what we want. So that's not the mistake you're making here. Not a mistake at all. However, you want to superimpose the pattern of the fingering.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so in order to do that, what you can also do, you can maybe just play the 5 notes of the pentachord up and down once, and then take your time to think about it. There's no rush whatsoever. Okay, okay, where's the D and where's the F?
Yeah, that's probably going to be helpful.
Yeah. Okay, then you can try the next. Yeah.
Well, you can make a mini version.
Like a mini version of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then.
And those are useful. Like it's a great find, right? You could take that and really kind of like speed it up to 16th notes.
Right. Yeah.
Right. If you wanted to, everything will help.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you need to go on A with the first finger. Yes.
No.
Just say the notes.
Yeah, I was in my head. So there's the.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And here was.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then. And that's it, right?
Yes. First finger for A.
Yes. Okay.
Great.
So it's kind of 2 notes per string.
Here it is, yes.
Yeah, in this
case
yeah.
it is, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see, if you want to kind of like connect where the notes are between the string, you can use this simple pattern which goes, you would go D, F, A. So just try to play the bottom 3 notes. So it's the third finger, third finger on D. Yeah.
Yep.
Second finger on F and first finger on A. Just play those 3 notes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and play that as a loop. Exactly. And it's great to do it this way because now you see what kind of like what I built into this exercise is these movements.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's, like I said, you could play these notes in any way you want.
Yeah.
But this particular way of playing them gives you that movement along the string.
Right.
Okay, so then if you want to learn what the connection between the next 3 notes is, you start on the F.
Oh, okay.
And then you play F, A, D.
Right.
Yes. this hand stays in place while this hand moves second finger to second finger. F to D, F, D, F, A, E, A.
Yep.
And then you do.
And then we do the next one.
Yeah.
Let's see. So starting on A.
Yes. First finger though.
Right. Okay. I mean, would it be helpful to do that kind of an exercise where you're doing?
But you'd have to use the correct fingers.
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
Yes, it helps. Yeah, it helps. It's sort of like its own thing also within the system to practice it this way. So what we're doing here with the round of seven in its original form. To learn it, yes, you can do this, but the idea is that you combine the descending scale with the ascending arpeggio, and then we flip that around.
Yeah.
So that we want to learn to play those notes in an ascending or descending fashion, right? But yes, that's exactly the way that I also learn them. Yes, you're learning the overlap, right? It's for beginners. Like for you, it's good because you understand the pentachord system pretty well.
Yeah.
For other beginners, when I show it to them like this way, they get completely confused.
Yeah.
Because the hands, like one hand stays in the old pentachord while the other is in the other. You know, like the F now is like still in this pentachord, second finger here, while the first finger here is already in the next pentachord. It confuses people a lot. But if it works for you, then yes.
Yeah, I mean, it confuses me too. I don't really see the pentachords yet when I'm playing the arpeggios. I'm just kind of memorizing where the fingers go.
And that's what this exercise is for, so that your fingers will sort of like develop eyes in a way.
Yeah.
Right? And they will have a connection with the pitch.
Yeah.
And so then going through all 7 modes of the 2 bracket orientations will give all the fingers, like all the fingers will have played all the notes, you could say, all the intervals.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, let's just, because this was just a little, so let's give it a try. So play the descending scale again, and then play the ascending D minor arpeggio.
Okay.
Yes. I think there was a great lesson here also for those who watched this in a way. Like you were struggling throughout just working on getting it going, and it didn't even seem like you had it. Then you tried it, you did it, and you played it through twice.
Yeah.
Correctly, right? So
Right.
it's you know, also like you know, like sometimes I read the comments, right? And
Be careful.
yeah, I know. No, but some people like don't seem to understand that what I'm teaching you is I don't want you to just to be a regular person picking up this instrument and trying to play music with it. I want you to have the potential to become really good.
Yeah.
So that's why also we're taking the complicated approach, because it's not complicated in you know, it's not complicated really, but it gives you the foundation where you can do anything. And like I think the pace of your progress kind of like already proves to me that it's working.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see, so that's how we continue, right? So then you take the third degree arpeggio,
Yes.
and now something really magical happens. Triads, three notes.
It's going to be the same as the C.
With one exception.
Right.
Because the C becomes a B.
Right.
So, but then once you've played 3 triads, you have already played 9 notes, which is 2 more than the scale actually has.
Yeah.
Which means you already know all the notes.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah.
So then playing the F, which we were going to look at next, it's going to be easy because you already played the C, and you know we just did that. You have the C in the C major, and we have the F and the A in the D minor.
Yeah.
So the F major is just a combination of the note positions that you from the C major and the D minor.
Cool.
So let's try that, because I want to show you this example because it has something that's particular to it.
Okay.
Okay, so play the descending scale once, and then we'll try to find the...
so which one? Are we doing the E or the F?
We're doing the F now. We're
Okay.
skipping the E because the F has a special feature that I want you to experience.
Okay. So.
That's our first note already.
Yes.
C is in the F.
F.
Yes.
A.
Great. And then we need C.
C. Then we need
F.
F.
Yes.
And then
A
C.
is the first finger.
Oh yeah, A.
And C. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it. See how easy that was?
Yeah.
And you know, there's also something unique that happens if you play. Well, even though I don't, you know, play this arpeggio in a descending way. Now start C, and you see what's going to happen.
C. So C, A, F, C.
Yes. Yes. Great. And you didn't even notice what was special about it, which is great.
No, yeah.
Because here you have 3 notes in one hand in sequence.
Oh, huh.
With all the others, it's always you only have a maximum of 2 notes in sequence per hand.
Yeah.
But here we play, and this is kind of like cool because it also illustrates what touch guitar is sort of about. If you just play the F again on the top string.
No, there it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we're just looking at what this hand does, it plays F here. Yeah, just play it there. Just leave your hand there. Okay. And then the pinky, you see, like plays the F here, which is just 2 frets. You see, like we have our 4 fingers, but we're only covering 3 frets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so F, C, and then A with the first finger 1 fret lower. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's part of that arpeggio.
Interesting. Huh. As a side note, I noticed it was a lot easier to find the notes when I thought about the note name.
Yes.
Which I wasn't doing before. I was just trying to see the shape somehow.
No,
which is very hard.
No, this is a sort of like a general, I would say, general thing about music is like if you know where you're going, you can get there. But if you're trying to imagine the route, right?
Yeah.
You may get confused because like maybe there are like 2 ways to get to B, right? From A to B, or like many ways.
Yeah.
Right? But if you know that you want to get to B, which is the note,
Yeah.
you have a much higher chance of actually getting there.
Interesting.
It sounds
Yeah.
philosophical, but it's actually practical.
Right. Right.
It's really a practical thing. So imagine the note name,
Yeah.
and it will be easier. So try the F arpeggio again. So descending scale, ascending arpeggio.
Okay. That was, and then C.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes. First finger for A. Yeah. Okay, try again.
Yeah.
So next time you have it, I'm sure you'll have it.
A. C. And then F. Okay. Ah. I already did the 3 on the hand. Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, one more time.
Almost.
Ah.
Okay.
What did I
Now
do?
something interesting happened, but try again. Try
Okay.
it again.
Yeah. Did I play the last time with the wrong finger? Or
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Look, when
I'm
you
just
watch
curious.
the video, you can see what happened.
Okay.
Okay. It's
Fair enough.
yeah. Okay. So you see, it like in this case, it kind of like helps. Okay, there will be 3 notes in one hand, so that's something that like you can use as a crutch. But if you just know what the notes are,
Yeah.
and you're connecting, like you just have the pattern of pitches in your head,
Yeah.
then you'll learn it much more quickly. Okay.
Mhm.
So now let's be thorough and go to the E minor. We're gonna take
Okay.
the E minor now because
Sure.
the E minor gives us one more note.
Okay.
Note was missing.
Hmm.
It's the B.
Yes.
Okay, but like the chord is E, G, B, E minor chord, triad. So it's only one note off from the C major.
Right.
So you already know the E, you already know the G, and now instead of the C, you play a B. So like you could also think in your head, okay, like where the B's are, where the C's are, I move one finger down. So
Right.
and you already know, okay, like there's a low C here, there's no B underneath. Okay. So then play A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C would be here, 4th finger. I played the 4th finger for the C, though it's going to be the 3rd finger.
Yeah.
3rd finger there.
Yeah.
Okay, then E is the 4th finger here, the pinky, I know that. G was the 3rd finger, okay, I already know that. And then C would be the 4th finger again, so no, it's going to be the 3rd finger. The B is going to be there.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
G. Yes, and B.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, that's B. Then E.
G. Yes.
And then B.
Yes. Fantastic. Really good. You see, it's starting to make sense, right? So let's do a test. Just go back to the tempo we used before.
Okay.
And do half notes again.
Okay.
And so descending scale, and just the E minor arpeggio going up. And again, you did it very well.
Nope.
Yeah, you heard it. Fantastic. It's the wrong note. It's the right finger, but the wrong note. Yes.
I think I got lucky on that first time. Then G. No.
Yes.
Yes.
E, G, B. Yeah.
Right.
It's easy to remember in a way if you want to remember it as a pattern. It's like 3-3 on the top string.
3-3. Yeah.
Try once more. You see what happened now? This is pretty amazing.
What?
This is kind of like you're already at the stage of the better mistakes. Meaning you're playing the right notes, but you just played the F here.
Where?
The F is here. You played
oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's already happening. So this is what we want, but in order to get there, we need to stick to the fingering.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't even notice.
Yeah.
E.
Yes.
G.
Yes. Yes. Great. Okay. So you see, it's this kind of tempo that makes sense to aim for first, because like when you will be listening back to this, you'll see that you're actually playing quite like really good notes this way. Because you're making a full release, kind of like a full release, and you're controlling the vibration of the strings. If you're listening to, when you're trying to play it faster, we get all the popping.
Right.
Yeah,
sure.
Which, because you're focusing so much on finding the right notes, you're not even hearing.
Yeah.
You know. So and that's why it's always important, like to start with this kind of tempo, and do like even like 2 or 3 clicks per note.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
Yeah, to do those arpeggios. Early on, I really have to take 4 or 5 clicks, to.
But you'll
find
see
the notes.
Once you have like all these 7 patterns down, and you don't need to put them in sequence yet. That's for later.
Yeah.
That will be the round.
Right. Okay.
So we're not going to do the round yet, but you're practicing all these seven modules. Now let's just maybe be bold. Just say that that's what you're going to do from now on, and you don't have to do anything else in terms of technical exercise or technical practice.
Yeah, good. That's good. It's almost like I feel sometimes I need permission not to practice the other stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, you have my permission.
Great, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, very good. So maybe what we do is, okay, just so that you have a complete picture.
Yeah.
Just let's try to do the C major chord.
Okay.
Again, but now we're flipping the direction.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna play the ascending scale and the descending arpeggio.
Sounds good.
And you're gonna see it will feel completely different. The reason for that is first of all it's physically different, of course, but also what people sometimes forget is that scales and arpeggios, they sound different. You know, depending on which direction you're going.
Interesting.
Right? And so like I don't know, like somebody said that to me recently, that like when he experiences people practicing scales, they play them ascending much more than descending.
Yes, yeah.
Right? But it's a different melody. It's
Sure.
different. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a no-brainer really, but still for some people, you know, they don't really take that as a challenge. Okay,
Yeah,
so play
yeah.
play the ascending scale and then descending.
Okay.
C major.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so what note is that? That's an E. I need a C,
Yes.
G.
Yes. Great.
Yeah.
And again, like you see, like you need to know the if you know which notes you want to play, then
Yeah.
you can play them.
Yeah.
No?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just. So the system of these rounds of sevens is like one of my main aims was to make this instrument manageable in terms of like the variations and sheer amount of finger combinations you could potentially practice.
Yeah.
Which is really mind-boggling and doesn't really make sense to think about. But here, if we're tackling diatonic scales, we
Yeah.
have this very, very well-defined system to learn everything about them. We have 7 brackets, like we have 7 modes
Yes.
of the 2-octave bracket,
Yes.
and we have 2 versions of that because we have the forward and the reversed.
Right.
So it's 14 total.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all there is. That's all the brackets. That's all the fingering frameworks there are.
Right.
Only 14. And then within those 14, you learn the 7 triads.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then you put them together. So it will be like just 14 exercises.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cover everything.
Right. And even the 7 triads are really kind of 3 with variations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's only 7 notes that we're learning,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
and the 7 notes already happen. You know, this may also be interesting to you. Maybe you haven't thought about this before. So if we were playing, let's say, the Phrygian bracket rather than the Ionian, we'd say, oh, well, it's completely different. No, it's just we take the bottom 2 strings of the Ionian and we attach the Phrygian pentachord at the bottom. It's like you only have to learn. You only have to add 1 more pentachord at the bottom. The rest remains the same. So you've already learned to go from Ionian to Aeolian.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, and then all you need to do is to add the Phrygian at the bottom. So the system is really cool because you can kind of like learn it stepwise, and you're always like attaching a new module, and that's why learning the Ionian is kind of like the hard part. And once you have that down, learning the others is much easier.
Gotcha. Huh.
Yeah. So and then like talking about like 14
Yeah.
is really not that much if you're thinking about just that you already have 24 combinations of 4 fingers, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, yeah, we do that if we want. We can do that with a father or grandfather exercise, but no, this is more effective, more efficient, more musical right away.
Right.
Also
Definitely.
more complicated because the diatonic scale is one of the most complicated scales. It's not symmetrical,
Right.
so that's why it's difficult.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, It's good. I think we found
Yeah.
a good thing to focus
Yes,
on.
fantastic. Yeah, and
Good.
it ties in with the idea to show you, to give you a, kind of like a small paddleboard setup next time,
Right.
because
Yeah.
then you can already start applying this knowledge to improvisation
Cool.
on a drone.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thanks, Marcus.